Today we are going to discuss about an important topic in virtualization security, that is virtual machine isolation. So before we dive into it, let's quickly understand virtualization. Virtualization is a technology that allows multiple virtual machines or virtual to run on a single physical machine. Each virtual machine behaves like an independent computer. So the main components include host machine, that is the physical system, hypervisor, the manager of a virtual machine, or virtual machines, independent environments, virtual resources, CPU, memory, storage, and network. This form of foundation of a cloud computing. So now let us imagine that a single physical server is shared by multiple companies. Each company stores its own sensitive data. What happens if one virtual machine gets attacked? That attacker might try to access other virtual machine. This is why security in virtualization is critical. So multiple users share the same infrastructure, data is stored in the same physical hardware. A compromised virtual machine can affect the entire system. So cloud environments depend heavily on virtualization. So strong isolation is more important and essential. So what does virtual machine isolation means? Each virtual machine operates independently and securely. No virtual machine can interfere with another. So the main goal is to prevent unauthorized access, protect sensitive data, and maintain separation between workloads. Let us consider the real life analogy that think of an apartment building. So each virtual machine is equal to one flat. A building is equal to physical server and security system is equal to hypervisor. Even though people live in the same building, they cannot enter others' flats. So that is virtual machine isolation. So isolation is achieved through several mechanisms, that is hypervisor control that controls virtual machine execution and access. Memory separation, each virtual machine gets its own memory. Network segmentation, separate virtual networks. Storage isolation, data is logically stored. And access control, that is only authorized access is allowed. So these layers together ensure the strong security. Even with the isolation, there are risks, that is virtual machine escape attacks, side channel attacks, shared resources exploitation, misconfiguration, inter-virtual machine vulnerabilities. This is a serious threat. A virtual machine breaks out of our isolation and gain access. Host system, other virtual machine, consequences like data leakage, full system companies, loss of control. That's why isolation must be strong. Hypervisor is the core of virtualization. So the responsibility of hypervisor are allocates CPU, memory, storage, and manage virtual machine execution, controls communication, and maintain isolation. As we all know, there are two types of hypervisor, that is type 1 runs directly on hardware and type 2 runs on an operating system. So hypervisor is like the security guard of the system. If the hypervisor is attacked, all virtual machine becomes vulnerable. Data across organization is exposed, applications may stop working, cloud outages can occur. So the common threats are vulnerabilities, privilege escalation, malware infection, denial of service. Hypervisor security equal to system security. So let us consider a real world case. A cloud provider hosts multiple components, companies. One virtual machine gets infected with malware. The attacker tries to access other virtual machines. So therefore the problem is data leakage, loss of trust, financial damage, compliance issues. This shows why virtual isolation is crucial. So to protect the system, basic security like strong virtual machine isolation policies, secure hypervisor configuration, role-based access control, multi-factor authentication, network segmentation. So these are required, which are the basic security, and advanced protection like patch management, intrusion detection, monitoring tools, activity logging, and automated threat detection. So these are the prevention is always better than recovery. So we need to prevent before something happening or attacking. So virtual machine is that which is to be isolated to avoid the security issues. To conclude with this, virtualization enables efficient resource usage, virtual machine isolation ensures security and independence, hypervisor plays a critical role, weak isolation can lead to major security breaches. So the strong isolation is equal to secure cloud environment. So virtual machine is not just a feature, it is the backbone of secure virtualization, where the data is secured and virtual machines are secured so that the data can be isolated and work together. Another threat can happen, the vulnerabilities can be avoided. So with the virtual machine isolation, we can provide all those security for the virtualization.